Searching the globe to find animals good enough to be called funny, it's disc one of the funniest of the planet's funniest animals. I'm Matt Gallant, inviting you to jump up on the good couch and meet a dog caught in a tailspin. Plus an ostrich and a chicken. Why a sock in the jaw can be a real drag. It looks like he had one too many at the monkey bar. And a dog with a back problem. All that and much, much more on disc one of the funniest of the planet's funniest animals.
Animal experts tell us that when dogs play, they're actually honing their skills to survive in the wild. But since I don't know any dogs who actually live in the wild, I'm thinking maybe they're just playing.
Here's a couple of dogs whose skills at this sport will help them in their daily life. You see, the ball happens to be the exact size and weight of a mailman's head. And just like other sports pros, here they are looking at the tape to help them perfect their form. Of course, if you practice your sport enough, you might just get pretty darn good.
Good shot.
Uh-oh, he sank the white ball. Well, I guess if there's anyone used to scratching, it's a dog. Some dogs enjoy the sport of soccer, but this one probably shouldn't consider taking up the sport until he's at least slightly larger than the ball. This poodle has created his own game by combining soccer with the popular American sport of football. Bud, the dog here, is obviously a big 49ers fan. But there's a very good reason why your parents never want you to play football in the living room. It has something to do with that very expensive antique vase. This dog just loves to spend his weekend sleigh riding. Problem is, he seems to have forgotten something. In America, the national pastime is baseball. Here we see Zeke the dog perfecting his spitball. Any dog can fetch a stick. It's what he does with it afterwards that's important. Of course, it's never nice to gloat.
You know that expression, if at first you don't succeed, try again? Well, I'm starting to think that a really literate animal wrote that gem. Here's why.
If we watch animals long enough, we might just learn a lesson or two in futility. For example, in spite of all their trying, no dog alive has ever caught a squirrel. No matter what approach they take. No matter how strong their feelings for each other, a relationship between a dog and fish never works out. I guess they'll just have to be good friends. Even humans can learn a lesson in futility. For example, it is impossible to mop up paw prints from the kitchen floor if the actual paws are not removed from the kitchen. Hey, maybe she'll bring the cats in when it's time to clean the countertops. Even after 9 lifetimes of playing pinball, no cat has ever gotten a free ball.
I only get angry about the big things in life, like war, injustice, and that darn cellophane they put on CDs. But do you ever wonder what pushes your pet's buttons?
Curly the dog proves that you don't actually have to be in a car to suffer from road rage. Of course, the sound of the horn only annoys Curly for 20 minutes. After that, he just hears a very faint ringing. Nothing annoys Frenchie more than when somebody takes 12 very small animals and stuffs them into one plastic toy. Happy here has finally snapped after being told one too many times not to lay on the sofa. Of course, this is just a theory. He could be looking for loose change. These dogs are obviously very angered over the deafening sound. Especially since this guy always comes to vacuum during their favorite soap opera.
What do kids and animals have in common? Well, they're roughly the same distance from the floor, and they both do things in public to embarrass their owners. Anyway, there's no denying they have a special relationship.
No matter where you live, kids and animals love to play together. Here's a pair having fun recreating that famous suntan lotion commercial. These lifelong friends exist in total harmony. And that is, if you're tone deaf. No, these aren't members of the World Wrestling Federation, but that doesn't mean they can't have fun together practicing that famous sleeper hold. Is it me, or does one seem to be having a little more fun than the other? Ooh, there's the pile driver. Of course, this kind of special relationship isn't for everyone.
Ever notice how some people can constantly be so annoying? Like those telephone salesmen, those airport religious people, and that fireman who woke me up from a perfectly sound sleep the other night just to carry me out of my building? Anyway, pets have their fair share of annoyances, too. Don't you just hate it when you're finally having that dream again where someone drops a whole casserole on the floor, and right when you're about to get your first bite, this happens? All this guy's trying to do is write another creative excuse to get him out of jury duty again. And some bird has to go and ruin his train of thought.
is annoying. All you want to do is give your owner a high five. But he's just got to put his face in the way. What seems to annoy this dog the most is playing hide and seek with a toddler, and the toddler never actually hides. I know it sounds hard to believe, but TV reporters don't always look foolish on their own. Sometimes they get a little help from animals. Now, brave reporters think nothing of putting themselves in the middle of shootouts and fires.
3, 2, 1.
Then there's this guy.
3, 2, 1.
Little did he know that this ostrich would turn the report into a story on chickens.
Be nearly 2 times taller than I am. I can just see this. 3, follow me, I'll walk him. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Now, you don't always need an animal to make a reporter look foolish. Sometimes a reporter can do it all on his own.
Around Washington, D.C. early this morning, a tractor-trailer transporting Black and Gus, there's Black or Gus, was stopped on the side of the beltway while the driver changed a flat tire. Soon the trailer shifted and the rear door popped open. The cattle then decided to seek out greener pastures and sought the grass near the highway. State police said the cows were rounded up as the traffic was moving as normal by around 6 a.m. Officials say no people and no cows were injured.
I wonder if those cows named Black and Gus were actually Black Angus cows, perhaps.
Black and Gus.
It's just a possibility that I thought,
Are you thinking I misinterpreted something?
As you know, local news broadcasts can be a little dull and are often in need of some comic relief.
The Wawa Mix Skittles is fortunately housebroken, so you won't have any little tinkletorium problems there. He needs a family and older children, and if you're interested in Skittles, you can give the Humane Society... Oh, no!
Well, that wasn't exactly the kind of relief we had in mind.
I guess
Let's just do the weather.
you didn't like the weather forecast either. When you're in the weather business, that happens a lot, huh?
Well, you know, I'm sure Skittles will be much more behaved
Anyway.
at a home. He's just nervous with all these lights today.
I gotta say, I've been in this business 35 years. That's the first time that has happened.
You know, doing this show, I get to see lots of interesting animal behavior. Like I recently noticed that dogs just love running around and around in circles. Maybe they've learned this behavior from years of stalking their prey in the wild. Of course, in the wild, their prey is very seldom a gerbil in a handy travel cage. So maybe it's some kind of herding instinct, where the dog makes small game run around a tree until it gets really dizzy and falls down. Now, obviously, this is an example of primitive animal behavior. As these species continue on their evolutionary rise, this foolish behavior will undoubtedly become extinct. Or not. Next time your pet does something funny, don't laugh out loud. That's not being nice to animals. Instead, run and get your camera so we can all enjoy it. Take a hairy cat and combine that with a room full of coupons and the science of static electricity, and you've got yourself a picture worth 1,000 words. Or a cat worth roughly $75 in valuable savings. get when your dog rolls on the animal pile of a snowball fight? Well, in this case, the photo on the front of this year's Christmas card. Catnip, still legal in all 50 states, featured in some of the hundreds of toys at Pet Food Warehouse.
You know, if there's one truth in the world, it's that animals and supermodels will eat almost anything. The only difference is animals manage to keep their food down. Take a look now at these animals who are always hungry.
This cockatoo is not showing proper drink etiquette. The pinky is supposed to be extended. A little-known fact about gorillas is that they're heavy drinkers. Here's one getting pretty juiced up.
Oh my God!
Look at that.
At least he returns his empties. This guy likes to chew gum. It not only curbs his appetite between meals, but has helped him quit a 3-pack-a-day cigarette addiction. Dinner is hours away, so this dog decides to get a snack from the vending machine. And another snack. Hey, buddy, aren't you supposed to put in a quarter first? Here's a dog who's so hungry, she's dancing in circles around the cook. If you think this is annoying, you should see what happens when the dog does circles after she eats. Another sign that your dog is hungry is if he keeps trying to taste the food through the kitchen door. Well, it looks like he'll just have to be happy with a lead paint appetizer. Another way to tell if your dog is waiting for dinner is if he decides to start off with a nice beverage. On the rocks, of course.
You know, millions of years ago, our pets thought nothing of hunting down their own meals. Of course, sometimes those meals happen to be us. But now that they're domesticated, things are a little bit different.
What you're looking at is a dog's version of, "Mommy, Mommy, is it done yet? Is it done yet?" This dog has learned that if you lend your master a helping hand, they usually return the favor. Now, during those times when you want an apple and there's nobody around to wait on you hand and hoof, you may just have to fend for yourself. what's this dog digging for? Fresh seafood. Sure, this dog can catch his own shellfish, but can he squeeze a lemon over it and make it an appetizing presentation? But for an animal out in the wild, hunger can make you do crazy things. I mean, everybody knows that if you're gonna eat Christmas lights, you should at least wait until they're unplugged. Thank you, 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 thank you.
Watching animals chase their tails, bump into things, and wear silly clothes may be funny to us, but to them, it's really embarrassing. So is it any wonder that they're turning the tables and trying to get a laugh at our expense?
These people are amusing themselves by making a home video.
Custom car.
This is the low white trash version of Girls and Cars. Low class girl, low class car.
Yep, I guess that's it.
What they didn't count on was being upstaged by a cat, who actually made this funny. Here's a dog who's decided to send some laughs to the folks back home by giving this woman his version of a high five. When you're a goat and you want to amuse another goat, it's always good to have a little kid around to be the butt of your joke. Hey, Billy, watch this. What are you laughing at, boy? Sometimes nothing amuses an animal more than getting a laugh from a good audience. And if you can crash a party in the meantime, well, that's just icing on the cake. This llama is actually getting 2 laughs here. There's one. The second joke is, that's not the goat's drinking water.
You know, it's not always easy to tell exactly what animals are thinking. Maybe this next segment will help you decipher what is on our animals' minds.
See, as humans, we're thinking this dog is showing his teeth because he's angry.
Smile, baby.
What he's really thinking is, look, here's my impression of a hockey player. Now, at first glance, it may look like this dog is really ticked off at a certain calendar photograph.
Does that look like Oscar? No. That? No. Doesn't seem to bother you, does it? How about that one? No bother. How about that one? You're not too interested. Shall we go right to the heat of things? How about that one? What is it? What? Let's go back.
But actually, he just realized he forgot to tape the planet's funniest animals.
How about that one?
We think this parrot is just repeating things he's heard. What he's really doing is trying to make the hot water faucet on the right jealous. Then again, there are certain gestures animals make that mean exactly what we think they mean.
If the animals in this next piece were humans, they'd all have notes on the report cards reading, "Does not apply himself." Take a look at some animals who just aren't living up to their potential.
If you're a rabbit who spends his whole day trying to avoid hungry hunting dogs, this may not be the smartest place to hide. Unless, of course, the hunting dog is as slow as you are. This cat is making the mistake of pounding on the glass door all day to get out. Doesn't he know that cats are supposed to make this noise at 3 a.m. when everyone's trying to sleep? You've heard of birds flying into glass windows, but how about this sparrow making dents in this chrome car paneling? That's either one stupid bird or the mastermind behind a multi-million-dollar automobile insurance fraud. And here's the dumbest animal of all. Thinking that smoking a cigarette makes him look cool. Doesn't he know that he's outside of the designated smoking area?
Leaving your pet alone to make up their own entertainment often results.
If you're a cat looking for trouble, you don't have to go any further than the kitchen. If you're a human looking for water, you don't have to look any further than the kitchen floor.
He was making a big mess. Jeremy would kill me if he saw me just taping this.
Watch how this family pet seeks out trouble by taking his owner's favorite hat. Then again, maybe he just thinks he caught the world's only size 7.5 squirrel. And here we have a couple of ferrets who are either really bored or who really hate furniture from the 70s.
They tore open the beanbag.
Now that he has all those shipping peanuts on him, his owner just may get the idea to send him packing.
All over the country, there are animals doing amazing and exciting things. And then there are these animals.
Some animals lead such unexciting lives that they spend a lot of time inventing new games. Here's a horse who's so tired of his daily routine, the only thing that excites him is having his tongue groomed. Ever have a day that's so boring, you're happy to get an itch, just so you have something to do? Now, before you blame boredom for this cat's peculiar behavior, consider that he's come a long way since his interest in old socks. Well, sometimes all it takes to alleviate animal boredom are a couple of practical joking ambulance drivers and a simple bullhorn.
We have the PA system on the ambulance. Here comes the cow.
And you know what? I'm sure the accident victim in the back of the ambulance is having just as much fun.
Willem from Tarpon Springs, Florida writes, do fish ever suffer from depression? Well, Chris, I think this clip speaks for itself.
The sad truth is, Chris, that some fish are so depressed they often contemplate suicide. Incidentally, Earl, thanks a bunch for throwing it back in.
We also found another letter from Kurt Tracy who wants to know, Dear Matt, why do all male dogs love weddings?
Well, Kurt, it's because they have the opportunity to catch a garter. And we all know where that's been. Thanks, Kurt.
You know, it's funny, but I was going through our mailbag and I came upon a letter postmarked May 10th, 1959 from 93-year-old Saul Cooperman, who's currently laid up in the hospital, and says that nothing would lift his spirits more than to see a video clip of a bird exercising. Well, we're happy to say that we just happen to have one, Saul.
Okay, now, this is either a parrot or an eagle with male pattern baldness. Here are some neck exercises. A couple of jumping jacks. A little stretching. And just remember, before starting any workout, always consult your physician.
Some people like to participate in dangerous sports, risk life and limb. They like to live on the edge, cheat death. Of course, what's the point of escaping serious physical injury if you can't share it with your pet?
Diving from a 100-foot tower into a blanket was one of the first extreme sports that people loved to do with their pets. Only difference is that the people stayed on the ground. This turkey loves jumping on a snowboard and disappearing down the slopes. Especially every November around Thanksgiving. Call your friends, put on your tights, and let's get ready to wrestle. Animal WrestleMania. Who will remain standing when Peter Cottontail challenges Wile E. Coyote in a winner-takes-all Easter eggs grudge match? And it's World War III as Binky and Pinky, the tan squirrels, go head-to-head in a no-holds-barred fight to the finish. And it's Rusty Raccoon seeking revenge on Wilbur the Wolf in a 15-round fight to the death. Or until the wolf gets bored and the raccoon figures out he'd better pick on someone smaller. The action-packed main event will feature the planet's most ferocious lizard sinking his teeth into his biggest competition yet. And only one will leave the match alive. It's the most fun you'll ever have watching wrestling. And remember, the animals are really just playing. Animal WrestleMania.
What we're about to show you next is an absolutely true story of a family in a quiet suburban neighborhood. They opened up their hearts and home to two unexpected feathered visitors and ended up getting more, much more than they bargained for.
What could be more exciting than waking up on a crisp autumn morning and discovering wildlife has decided to make its home in your backyard? And what could be more heartwarming than to see the family of ducks you took in grow up right before your eyes? Sure, you feed them, love them, you hire in 2 more pool guys to clean the skimmers. But then that inevitable day comes when all the ducks are grown up and leave the nest. Well, the seasons have changed and that once crowded pool seems empty now. Wouldn't it be nice if they came back? Oh, look! The family's returning! And they seem to have brought a few friends. Okay, maybe more than just a few. Okay, so they brought the entire mallard population of Canada. Well, it could have been worse. They could have opened up their home to bears.
One thing about being human is that we occasionally have some unexplainable need to go out in public and embarrass ourselves. It's called dancing. I don't know if animals have the same need, but apparently they've got a lot more rhythm than we ever imagined.
Some animals like the king, others prefer swing. Then there are the ones who are a little hipper.
Home cool, home cat.
This is Snoop Doggy Dogg without the beeper and baggy pants.
Chill. The other way. Home girl, get it the other way.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could be serious just for a second. I just want to say that if you're ever at a store or a restaurant and see that little can for donations to the Home for Animals with Funny Walks, please give what you can. They do great work. Here's what I mean.
Ladies and gentlemen, your dollars can build more camps such as these to help thousands of birds recover from flamenco dancing. Every dollar you give stays right here so that we can buy corrective footwear for animals with high insteps.
Come on. All right.
Okay. Your dollars also go to combat a relatively new phenomenon called the 1939 syndrome, which causes roosters to spontaneously break into the goose step. With your help, we can build more facilities that focus on strange walking conditions like this. Here we see a section of the Englehart Special Needs Building called the Lassie Backwards Wing. So what do you say? Let's all get together and eradicate these funny walking conditions. While we still have clean carpets. Being walking challenged doesn't only affect dogs. Monkeys generally hate the water, but they love to swim. If this funny walk isn't controlled, the monkeys our children's children see at the zoos may have no palms. It's estimated by the end of the year, nearly 30,000 duckbills will be grounded down to a fraction of their size if this funny walk is not corrected. I'm giving money. How about you?
Ever hear the expression, if you're not going to do something right, don't bother to do it at all? Well, here's some animals who really don't care about that expression.
Here we see Marty the dog trying to get into his cage to get the family bird. See if you can spot the wrinkle in his plan. Well, I guess Marty's not much of a bird dog. Now here's a dog who does everything right. Not only has he learned to turn the shower on for his master,
There she comes! There she comes!
he also tests the water temperature. At first glance, these two dogs would seem to understand the rules of tug-of-war. What Hannah doesn't understand is that it's not really a victory if your opponent is sleeping.
As you may have witnessed, dogs always have a way of making their own fun. But what happens when the luster wears off that chewed-up sock and piece of underwear? Well, that's where these inventive pooches come in.
Many animals find it necessary to get a friend and invent new games. Here we see a game of indoor greyhound races. The only problem is, these two aren't greyhounds, there's no bedding, and you have to hold your own rabbit. Get two friends together and what do you have? Well, a traditional Mexican piñata game. This is a lot of fun, unless it happens to be your turn to be the piñata. If your dog friends aren't around and you're really bored, you might just ask someone from the pond to join you in a game of Invade My Space. Hopefully this won't evolve into a game of Turn Me Into a Down Pillow. We all know how much dogs love riding in cars. But did you know they also love hot air ballooning? Of course, it always helps to get a balloon big enough to lift your weight. Some dogs enjoy enlisting the help of a human and engaging in America's #1 participatory sport, tree bowling. This bowler prefers a 16-pound ball. Oh, look, a 7-10 split. The good thing is, this alley is equipped with its own ball return. The only drawback is, sometimes the ball return takes a necessary detour. Here's a fun game. It's called Screw the Guy Into the Floor. The real fun is watching him get up and stagger for the newspaper. And finally, sometimes humans teach animals games, and vice versa. See how the bird has taught the woman to open the cloth every time he says peekaboo?
All the animals I know seem to have it easy. No bills, no taxes, and free rent for life. So what's with all the fighting?
Well, apparently when two species enjoy the same snack, World War III could break out. Go don't they know if you don't have enough for the entire pond, you shouldn't bring any at all? And sometimes a friendly game can quickly turn into a knockdown, drag-out confrontation. The emphasis here being on the word drag. There are times when the fighting seems to be over almost nothing at all. Or in this case, over how to decorate the rat cage.
It looks better over here.
No, over here.
I mean, who cares which paint swatch goes best with the walls? The willingness to fight is in just about every animal's nature. And apparently size doesn't matter. Unless you want to actually have a chance of winning the confrontation. Of course, not all animals follow their fighting instinct. Some have learned that if they just work together toward one common goal, not only will the world be a better place in which to live, but somewhere, a Frisbee will be returned with several more bite marks and a whole lot more saliva on it. And now, exclusively for your viewing pleasure, enjoy more of the planet's funniest animals with these bonus clips never before seen on television. First, allow me to introduce you to the Catapult Sisters.
Introducing the new Beauty and Crew, Sam and Tony!
We have countdown. 3, 2, 1. Knee drop.
Thank you, my studio audience.
There's nothing quite as heartwarming as seeing a boy and his quail. This feathered friend would follow his master anywhere. Loyal, obedient, and staying out of the spokes. This is one quail of a bird. Raccoons are a jealous breed. If you don't pay attention to them, they'll find a way to get your attention.
Oh, he just peed on me. Oh, yuck. Oh, it's on my back.
I got it on video. I got it on video.
And
I even got that screen on the video. You can see it.
Remember, you're the boss. Don't let your pet walk all over you. A rubber ball, a backyard quarterback, and a receiver retriever. The foremost formula for fetching footballs. Calling the signals and running the patterns, this combination of cast iron canine and gridiron Homo sapien proves that all we need to enjoy this nutty thing I call life is a man and his best friend. Go along, Rover! Think about it. You build a performance stage, you somehow anchor the family cockroach in the middle, then you carefully select the music, fire up the video camera, and let the magic happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the spinning stylings of the webmaster, the center star, and the whole ball of wax. Either this is a cat sitting on another cat, or I don't want to know. Dinner? Did somebody say dinner? Hey, come on, guys, follow me. I'm sure I heard the word dinner. It could have been winter, I suppose, but my name isn't Winter. No, I'm sure I heard dinner. So where are the people with the dinner? Hello? Anybody listening? We need some chow here, a scrap, a bone, anything. Feed us.
Hey, want a handsome Planet's Funniest Animals t-shirt? Well, we don't have any of the handsome ones left, but we do have the regular kind. If you want one, all you have to do is get us a video of your pet doing something funny at home, in the backyard, on vacation, wherever. If we use it on the air, we'll send you a crisp new Planet's Funniest Animals t-shirt plus $100. But remember, no animal should be harmed in the making of your home videos. So send your funny stuff to
The Planet's Funniest Animals, P.O. Box 2904, Toluca Lake, California, 91610-0904. Remember, if we use your tape, we're going to send you $100 and a Planet's Funniest Animals t-shirt. Hey, don't forget to include your phone number. Well, I hope you had fun watching Disc 1. As animal lovers, I'm sure you join me in appreciating how cute these creatures and critters can be. I can't wait to show you more, so until Disc 2 and Disc 3, this is Matt Gallant for the funniest of the Planet's Funniest Animals, saying thanks for watching and goodbye for now. And hey, for more information, you can always visit us on our website, www.funniestedanimals.com.